Okay, you guys, we're going to have a chat about real life things today. I just want to preface this with saying that I might not say all the right things, but my goal is to always be as transparent with you as possible. Talking about real life things, I think that we can all relate to it. So I'm just going to share my story with you. I woke up this morning and I crossed my own boundary, okay? Typically, I pour into myself before other people. I take the time to do my morning routine before I have conversations, before I talk with other people, because I really, truly see, feel, know that there's a difference when I do when I pour into myself before I take time to pour into other people. And this morning I didn't honor that. I took a call this morning that just instantly I left feeling triggered. I left feeling like a lesser version of myself, and ultimately I left just feeling outside of my body. And I slowly noticed this about to start carrying through the rest of my day, okay? And I am a big mantra for me that I adopted through 2020 was anyone's faced with situations, and from that situation you can become empowered or you can become a victim. The choice is yours ultimately. And I found myself slowly becoming the victim of the circumstance from this morning. And I kept telling myself I don't want to feel this way. I didn't even know exactly how I was feeling. I just felt icky and triggered and heavy, okay? Maybe those are the words that I was really attaching to this morning. And I remember sitting there being okay, Shailene, you have a whole day of work ahead of you. This isn't the best way to approach your whole day of work. So you have two choices right now. You can feel empowered and do something about this to shift this energy, or you can become a victim and just stay in this shithole you're creating for yourself all day long. And ultimately, I did create this. I may have felt triggered by someone else's words and someone else's actions, but I created this reality because I did not honor my morning routine. And so I chose to become empowered. And as soon as I made that choice, I didn't know what my next step was going to be to shift this energy. I didn't know how I was going to make myself feel better, but I just made the choice that I was ready to let go, to release these feelings, to get on with my day, to shift the energy, to do what it takes, essentially. And in that moment that I made that choice, another quote came to my head. And my husband and I, we've traveled lots to go to different conferences about personal development, about networking, about creating and designing your dream life. And in the moment of me choosing to shift my energy, choosing to do something else, to do what it takes, a quote that Tony Robbins has said, we've seen him live twice, 3 times maybe now, is movement creates energy. Okay? What does that mean to you when you hear these words? Movement creates energy. The first time I heard those words, seeing Tony Robbins, was probably 2016, so 5-6 years ago now, and I didn't understand what that meant. How does shifting your energy require movement? How does that change? But over the years of experimenting, coming back to that word of the video I've done before of experimenting with different things to shift my energy, to change my way of thinking, to reframe things in my mind, I have found different things that I can do to do that. And when that quote came to my head, I knew exactly what I had to do. And I went for a skate, and I got my body moving, and I got myself out in nature, and I got my music pumping in my ears. And it took about an hour and a half. My goal was that I was going to skate until I felt that shift. And about an hour and a half later, I was doing laps, and I was my brain was at this point saying, okay, Shailene, it's time. You should go home. You need to eat lunch. You need to get some work done. But I kept feeling in my body that I'm having fun here. I want to keep skating. And I kept going, and I allowed myself to shift that energy. And I came home and I nourished my body with some lunch, and I drank some water, and I sat down and I put some oils on, and I just breathed into this new feeling of contentment, of taking responsibility, of having ownership over what I was allowing to let into my body and into my mind this morning. And I'm sure that maybe like you watching this video now can feel the shift in that energy, because I'm sharing from a place of love at this point, because I may not be able to control what other people say to me or what they want to, or how I perceive what they say to me. But I can control whether or not I want to own that. And I don't choose to own that. I don't need to own that. And I'm not saying you can't wake up and have bad days. We all wake up on the wrong side of the bed, or we have circumstances in our life that affect our emotions and make our brains like overthink or become overwhelmed. But the choice is yours to shift that energy, to become a victim of that circumstance or become empowered and choose something different. And I'm not perfect by any means, okay? There's days where I've allowed myself to just sit in that shithole. And there's a line between feeling your feelings and honoring it and allowing it to consume you. And every experience is going to be different. Every situation is going to have a different outcome and a different circumstance on why you choose what you choose. But I just want to sit here and get you thinking that the control is within your hands, that you can choose some unhappy emotion in a shitty circumstance, and you can move your body and create that energy shift. Movement creates energy. Movement. What movement for you makes you release all of the burdens inside your head? What type of movement for you allows you to get your brain from overwhelm to relaxation? Everyone, it's going to be so different, okay? There's that saying called having a runner's high. I had never experienced that while running, but I get that through going for a decompression walk or getting out for a skate. Now that I have like more running experience, I've experienced that through running. For some people it's yoga. For some people it's smashing weights around. Like, you gotta find the thing for you. Maybe it's riding horses. I'm not a horse person, but I know that lots of people are. But understanding that movement helps you shift that energy, and you may not understand it right away. It may take you a year of really practicing this to understand and feel the difference, but once it clicks, you guys, that's when the magic happens. So the next time that you find yourself sitting in a shitty situation, or you have negative emotions like festering up inside of you, I want you to just sit there and make that choice. Are you going to choose to move your body and shift that energy, or are you going to choose to just sit in your shithole? You can shit in your shithole too. I really don't care what you choose to do. Ultimately, our reality is created by us, and we have to take a little bit of responsibility. And with that actually comes a lot of opportunity and gives you a lot of personal power, depending on how you want to look at it. Olivia says there's always a choice, and she is so right. So I hope that you choose to become empowered, get some movement in your body, and shift your energy the next time something shitty comes. You guys, if this spoke to you, all I'm asking is that you tag a friend, you share this video in your stories, you share it with a friend, do all the things, because when we are moved by something and we share it with other people, we give them the opportunity to be moved by it also. And if you're like, hey, I need more of this training, I want one-on-one stuff with you, make sure you're joining our free group over on Facebook, Free Spirits Who Cannot Be Untamed, because I dive in a lot deeper. We start with just like some reflection quotes, some like wound healing thought processes, and we can really from there design our life to be exactly what we want it to be. Have an awesome Friday, a great weekend, and go and move your body.